John. Good. Okay.
Sweet Caroline.
That's
Believe they never come.
episode 93. Holy moly. Making some noise in this motherfucker tonight. Let's do it. It is Jim's 1200 days celebrating sobriety. Way to go, buddy. And, you gotta be a warrior for it. It's not going to be handed to you. Tonight is Soldiers of Sobriety. We're just going to kind of, ridiculous. We're not going to keep any kind of theme. That's what we don't do. But, I don't know. So, yeah, pick from the Wood theme or the Soldiers theme. I don't know. Who cares? And it's going to be Jimmy Libel on the story. Not Jimmy. How you doing, bud?
Sparta! Good evening, Talking Trash as well. Good evening, campers. Welcome to episode 93, and special welcome to our fellow recovering people at Bracebridge Hall. I believe you're in Maryland, so you're going to have a great time tonight. Tim, cue that background music. We were talking about that previously. We got a great guest tonight. She's a returning guest. She might bail because we got a little crazy beforehand. We have Lauren, and she is She is truly a miracle. So sit back, buckle up, kids. Don't worry, there'll be a smoke break later after the show. And let's just have some fun with the gang. Back to Tim with the weather and sports.
Me with the weather and sports. So the Flyers are terrible. It was like 63 here today. It's nice down here in Georgia. What was your temp today, Jimmy Libel?
-2 Celsius, which is about I don't think just above freezing, so about 35.
Sounds like
very high.
Me.
Yeah, very high.
Yep. Oh, that's good. Yeah, 1,200 days, Jimmy. How about that, boy? Tell you what,
12 steps, 10 times. So there you go.
That happens, sure. So
one day at a time, and it's not a competition, And when I first came into the program or came back in, it's like, you just felt so. Will I ever get there? Yeah. Whoever has got up the earliest and stayed sober, they have the most recovery. So, and you guys never sleep, so you guys have the most recovery in this podcast.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned my sleep details. You've been involved in a few of them. I don't sleep.
Well, let's just don't go there, Tim.
I'm a mess.
I'm big spoon tonight, buddy.
Ew. All right, whatever. No eye contact, though. I can deal with that. All right.
Socks on or off?
Ew. God damn you guys. This is why we can't have nice things.
We'd have to get rid of them.
Oh, God in heaven. So, yep, that's what's happening. Let's get our team on the screen so we can get a good look at them all. And there they are. There's the team.
Hi, team.
Hi. Feels good, right? Feels natural. This is where we belong right here.
Yes.
Welcome, everybody. Will, how is your week going?
My week has been very busy. It's been great.
Yeah.
No, can't complain. I'm tired, but it's a good tired.
Sure. All right. So, Will Douglas is he's awesome. We love him. He's all the way in the back, of course.
Hey.
All the way in the back. So welcome back to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you.
See that? He's 43 years old. He's been sober since 10/18/23. He's a Georgia boy, and he loves to muck some speed Way to go, Willie.
Yes, sir.
Pick our girl.
Pass test.
Yeah, right.
There's a girl right there. Her name is Kaisa.
Teacher.
She's a crazy girl.
She's a hanging. You know what I mean? She's a bomb.
Got
Yep. So she got 5 years of sobriety. She's been sober for 5 years. That's right. Yeah. Same.
5 years, 3 months, and some weeks and stuff.
There you go.
Who's counting?
It's coming.
you.
Figure out what the hell I'm going. Oh yeah, she goes in the middle. I get it. Just trying to figure life out here. That's a cool intro song, guys.
Thank you. I love it.
Cool.
I love the hair. The hair looks
fantastic.
amazing.
It's and I wonder why
Amazing.
Jim
I
liable.
don't know.
I do.
I have no
Jim
idea.
may improve next week. May improve.
We'll get back to Canada. All right, Jimmy Liable. He's 60 years of age, 3 years of continuous sobriety, and he hails from Saskatchewan, that is in Canada.
Yep, the 51st.
Idiots, nobody knows that.
I do.
Most people do. I just want to be
North of
nasty.
Montana, man.
Oh, what the hell? Life's weird. I'm gonna play my background music because I like
What
mine.
you got? What
Number one stoner.
Well, it's not playing, just circling. Hey, it's only a live show, Steam. Oh, that was gonna be it.
What song is
It's gold on Gold on the Ceiling by that band that any. Hey, look at Manny Vitale.
Manny!
Manny! Manny, we love you.
Go do your show, buddy. Go do your
Lynn, our girl.
How you
She's
doing,
in the-
Lynn?
She's in the mix. She's in the mix. So yeah, that's our team for the most part. I will do me. Why not?
Or will you?
Oh, I'll do me for sure. Hey, Timmy. Yeah, I'll play you something nice. You know, no
Kumbaya.
problem. A little something around there. I know enough guitar to get through a camping night and then get laid. But that's like all I know. Like that's the only amount of guitar I know. I can play 3 chords. I can play 4 songs.
How
Just
about
enough.
fingering, huh?
Yes, just enough.
Right. Stop it, young lad.
How about the guitar, dude?
This is a family show.
No, it's not actually. It's all talking trash and it's about drugs. It's the last thing from a family show.
Depends on what kind
all
of
right.
family you got.
Yeah.
Put the kids on.
Anyway, recoveries. We do that
Recovery.
stuff here. We recover. Oh, I'm Tim. I'm a vicious addict of all types. I'm 42. No druggies for pushing 2 years. I'm an acquired taste. I'm a little rough around the edges. You know, I'm a good guy though. I'll give you the shirt off my back.
That's Manny's body, not yours.
That's
This is his
true.
dating profile, okay? Yeah.
Oh, remember when I used to do
Yeah.
dating profiles? Oh, was I good?
Oh, I'd go, man, yeah.
Let's leave
I
that
was-
for another show, shall we? We have a
And
guest
he's
waiting.
pulling up
Yes, we have a
too.
guest.
Yes, and she is
I
amazing.
know,
She
I
might
know.
not be waiting anymore. She's like,
She's cool. I'm looking right at her. Everybody
Okay.
relax. Tim's under
I'm
control.
relaxed.
So let's since everybody's so pushy, let's
I'm
read the daily refractions and keep
the
this
daily
thing
refraction.
a moving, shall we?
we go.
Daily
We shall.
refractions.
All right.
So
Here we
very
go, okay.
excited for this.
Get ready.
I am
buckle up.
excited. All right, so let's
Okay,
let's do some daily reflections
Let's do some
for
refracting.
today. I'm
For
ready.
March 23rd, it is, and no more reservations.
Ooh.
We have seen the truth again and again. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. If we are planning to stop drinking, there must be no reservation of any kind, nor any lurking notion that someday we'll be immune to alcohol. To be gravely affected, one does not necessarily have to drink a long time, nor take the quantities that some of us have. This is particularly true of women. Potential female alcoholics often turn into the real thing and are gone beyond recall in a few years. And that's from Alcoholics Anonymous, page 33, that was written in 1934. Hope anybody take offense. And continuing on. These words are underlined in my book. They are true for men and women. Thank you for the recovery. On many occasions, I've turned to there we go.
Yeah.
I've turned to this page and reflected on this passage. I never need fool myself by recalling that by sometimes differing my drinking patterns or believing I am cured. I like to think that if sobriety is God's gift to me, then my sober life is my gift to God. I hope God is as happy with his gift as I am with mine. There endeth the lesson, kids. Let's get rolling.
Oh well, I did something wrong. Jesus. They'll be pretending like that never happened. Daily reflection, sure. What was it about? It was about not having any more reservations. You know, no, you know.
And saying, well, you're not. Oh yeah, I'm cured, and I thought I was.
Right.
It's like I can go back out and I can moderate this. I got this.
Right.
And
Do one.
that's the thing about any addiction. It's like, well, I know how I screwed up, and I'll do something different. And they always say insanity is expecting, but unfortunately, when you are addicted, you know what the outcome is going to be. You're going to be just effed up, but you know that going into it. But you want that feeling because that's your release. And they always say, well, alcohol is not, it was the problem. No, for me, it was the solution. It took away everything.
Yep.
And I could just hide from the world and all its problems. And I didn't give a shit about anything, all the pain and sorrow and the stress that it caused everybody else. But now I take a little bit more care about the everybody else out there. Surprising how that works.
Well, that's well said. Yeah. I mean, that's how it is. You know, I mean, I kind of themed the show as, you know, being lost in the woods. Something Jim said that struck me was, you know, he's not he drank to go away. He drank to leave, and that was his solution, and it worked for a little bit. And then you know, for me, the drinking became the problem, and you know, everything was the only solution was one solution. Aside from that, I mean, you know, you're lucky if you can even get past that stuff. Let's I got a text message here from, sorry bud, you got to put it in the channel box. I can't just copy your text. Okay, it's my idiot friends. So yeah, so anyway, let's we have a special friend. We're gonna bring her on the show, and here she comes.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
There you have it. Our good friend Lauren Emmett is back on the show. What the hell is going on with you?
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, bud.
Yeah.
Good. It's
Good.
just nice to see your face.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How you doing? How's life?
I'm good. You know, life has been lifing.
Sure.
Which is, you know, I'm dealing with a few things, new things that I haven't really had to deal with in recovery. So I've had a few challenging days, but you know, it feels good to be in a place where I can stay clean.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm grateful.
A lot of people talk about the obsession being lifted. Was there a time in your recovery journey where you thought there's no way this is going to happen? And then as you journeyed, as some of us have, you know, we've realized that we're okay. We can take those steps, and you know, it's scary at first, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a time, you know, because I tried to get sober for about 2 years before, you know, this time around, and it finally clicked. And I would get 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, but I had just put down the drugs. Like, I wasn't working the program. I was going to meetings, but I was just going here and there. I wasn't working the program.
Yeah.
And the obsession never left, you know, and I always ended up relapsing. I always ended up using, because I would be doing good, but then something would happen to where, like, I just, you know, that obsession, it's real. And it was probably about 4 or 5 months into my recovery where, you know, I would deal with some things and I would wake up, I would want to use, but I wouldn't, you know, I would call discipline. I would go to a meeting. I would, do something that I was told to do.
Right.
And I would wake up the next morning. I would be so proud of myself and so glad that like I had another day, and that's when I do. I mean, I feel like it was around like my little spiritual awakening, like that what they talk about, it's true. I mean, it really does happen. And there was absolutely a time where I thought this is never gonna work for me, and it's working really well.
That's impressive. I mean, I just did your clean time. You're what, 400 something?
341 days.
Yeah. Well, so like, that's hard. That's hard to get there. Wait. Your clean time's not 341.
341. Yeah.
Something's wrong.
341, Lauren.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Yeah, you're on. Yeah, something's seriously wrong because I celebrated your year. I thought you were hiding it from us. And
No.
God damn it! I probably upgraded her twice instead of one. Way to go,
No,
Tim.
341 days. But yeah, I mean, that's incredible. Like there was a time where I couldn't go, I could put a few days together here and there, but to make it stick, it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, you're pushing a year, and that's got to mean something to you, and drive you.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Yeah, it's really special. I'm really excited to pick up my year key tag, at the meetings. And then I'll go to an AA meeting too and pick up my chips. So,
I had this, I guess you don't want it. We're ready to celebrate your birthday there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so we're missing somebody. Who's on the stage? No, everybody's here. Okay, I don't know what's going on. So yeah, we're just gonna talk about what it's like, and this is a loose topic. We're just busting balls, but like, I was thinking the other day what it was like when I felt like I was too far into the forest to come back. I heard that from somebody. Oh, you can walk 10 miles in the woods, but you got to walk 10 miles out, and that sounds daunting to someone in recovery, early on, rehab, whatever. That sounds daunting. They're like, holy shit, well, I'm never getting out of here because I've just been doing this for 16 years. It's not the point of it. The point of it is to head in that direction blindlessly and have hope. And, I know the people on our panel can attest to that for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I was thinking about that yesterday. I was thinking about how hard it was to, have that kind of outlook where, you're not lost in the woods. And I'm not now, but like, I remember, I don't know what, we'll put 40 days on it and we'll say, I'm being told I got to walk 10 miles back out of the woods. And, it was very, it wasn't appealing to me. It seemed too hard, too much of an ask for me, where I'm at now. But, it's all you got to do is just start walking out and you'll be cool. Like, it'll get better by the day. So who cares? You're walking further out. So yeah, I don't know. I wanted to ask you how like your social life is going. What's that like? How's that changed since you got sober?
Towards the end of my addiction, like I didn't have a social life. Like I used by myself.
Yeah.
I didn't have any friends. I didn't want any to hang out with people. I got high by myself. So going to meetings and like meeting people, like I just met a friend for coffee this morning before the meeting. And I had a great time,
Yeah.
And so I feel like since I've entered in recovery, like I've actually started to develop a social life, which is kind of nice. And I still deal with a lot of loneliness, like I'm very picky and choosy about who I allow in my life, and who I put any like time and focus or energy into. And so, I'm super protective of my recovery. So I'm building my little community, and it can be challenging at times, being lonely and not having a huge social life, but
Sure.
it's worth, at the end of the day, it's worth it. And I have more friends now in recovery than I did when I was using.
Of course. When you said about you use by yourself, yeah, me too. My drug dealer is talking too long. I'm like, are you gonna leave, please? Because I got to do stuff here. So my friend was my drug dealer and my enemy because he'll be there in 5 minutes and 5 hours later he shows up with not the amount he said he would. Chuck Nip, not since Brad Wall has Saskatchewan been so well represented. Thanks,
Thank you,
thanks,
Chucky.
Chuck. Thanks, Chucks. Um,
He's in Texas.
yeah, so that's kind of how I look at it. Like, you need a sober social life, and we all kind of get it because, we're that's what we're doing. And it may take, a StreamYard to gather us all together, but we're a family now too. Me, what's his name? Jim something, Will and Kaisa. We're all friends, and they're my social life. When I have a social life. I got, and the last person I used with was me, and was the truth. And my friends in recovery or in addiction, they're not friends. They're not coming when they say they're coming. They're unreliable. They're stealing from you. They're nipping off the top. That's not a friend. You know what I mean? A
Right.
friend is someone in like-minded that you're going in the same direction. So, it would be advantageous. I'm not saying for you, but for anybody who's 400 days sober, to find someone else that's 400 or 500 days sober, and kind of, if you might relate to them better than the 70-year-old mailman guy talking about pickles and cucumbers and whatever. So, like, we Jimmy likes that one. Jimmy Likey.
That's my sponsor.
Yeah, I'll cut this one up. So yeah, it is what it is. You got to give back. I say to anybody at an AA meeting that I either meet for the first time or I've met, in that, I've seen them, just didn't know them. And I make sure before any AA meeting or after any AA meeting, if I meet someone like that, I say, "Is there something I can do for you?" I mean that. And a couple people have taken me up on like a ride home, whatever. But like, people need to know, if there's something I can do for you, I will do it if I can do it. And that's the mentality we develop, not just by being an AA, but like, learning just like how to be people. You know what I mean? We're just using. I'm an animal. I'm barely a person. As you get sober, you start to slow down and figure out who you are, figure out who everybody else is, and you have this guard up. You don't want to let it down. You don't want to, you have this fear of rejection. I know I did. And you go in with this wall, and you're not ready to accept the message. Because you have these barriers up. Kaisa, I'm going to throw this one to you because you said something to me last week about how it was your recovery was right there, but you had to get over. I don't know. Just tell me what you said. Something really profound. I forgot.
Gee, what was that?
Probably everything. I mean, when you were first getting sober, did it seem like you were going to actually make friends out of this program, or was that a consolation?
Well, okay, so the person that one of my very best friends got sober before me. I mean, I met her when I was 20, and we ran the gamut together. Well, 5 years before I got sober, she got sober, and I watched her change. So I had her already, and here's somebody that I trusted completely, with my money and my life, and so I had her, and and I had other people that I'm still friends with that still drink and whatnot. And they support me. I don't see them all the time, but I do go hang out with them every once in a while. So, going to rehab, I made friends in rehab, and I'm still friends with them now. We still get together and have dinner once a month. When I first got into the rooms, I was very, very quiet, and I didn't want to talk really because I just didn't know what to say. My brains were all messed up. But in rehab, they said, get a sponsor, work the steps, blah, blah. So I did that. I was like, well, I like this lady here. She always says hello to me every time I walk in. Let me grab her and have her sponsor me. And she said, yes. And she encouraged me to make friends with the people there, with the women specifically. And so I did. And, I never had a problem making friends.
Yeah.
you know, with people, because I'm a loudmouth, you know.
You are loud
I'm
enough.
fun. I'm fun.
I'll give you
You know,
that.
but yeah, so I mean, I would really encourage everybody to go to in-person meetings and just get, you know, if people are going to dinner, just tag along, just go with them,
Yeah.
you
Go with
know,
them.
and you know, just start talking. Now, do I love everybody? No, I don't. Do I want to spend my afternoon with all of them? No, I don't. But the thing is that I do have an
Yeah.
awesome bunch that I want to spend time with and want to spend time with me, you know, in
Yeah.
return. So,
That's all. I mean, that's what it's about.
yeah.
Yeah, that I remember those first. Like, we're going to Szechuan, whatever. You're coming. I remember those first early days in recovery. Like, checking the change, see if I have enough to eat. Nowadays, like, just back then I was so afraid of opening up. What are we going to talk about this at this, you know? And it's just like the meeting goes on, but the fun part of it. So yeah, I remember being so nervous going to my first after meeting. Um, Jim, what was your first after meeting that you went to?
After recovery, it was actually the first night. It was a Sunday night, early January. My buddy Joey, who I met the first day when I stumbled up the stairs, we went to this in-person meeting, and I still have the guy's business card with his phone number on it. His name's Jim J. And from there, just attended meetings and looking for jobs, and attending meetings, going and just meditating, working on, and things slow as in the promises. They came
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
And the first thing I do in the morning when I copy and paste all stuff, Kaisa's readings off of Facebook, and then I take the daily overaction. I send it to like 20 people. That's how I start my day. I take the dogs out for a walk. But all my friends are drug addicted, alcohol, well, in recovery. I don't hang around with active alcoholics. I interact with people that want recovery, and
Hmm.
life is just way better, you know. And that one line in the daily reflection: "Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic." Yeah, true. I will be an alcoholic to the day I die. I just don't wish to drink today because I know what's going to happen. I know the outcome. And before it was like, well, I got this. I'll just drink a little bit less, or I'll switch to something else. It's all there, and you try to find that easier, softer way. No,
Yeah.
it's a recipe for disaster. But yeah, I try to go as I did 2 meetings this morning online, shared one, and then now this. But just active in life, you know. It's just I don't walk around with the big book in my hand,
Right.
but all my friends are in the program. Like they're real people. I don't associate with anybody from my former life
Well,
because I don't want to go back to that life.
I tell everybody that I talk to about the show that I come across with. I say, well, I got two AAers on my show, but they're very liberal AAers. Like, like some people it scares away. Some people hide from AA. Here we're AA positive. We're not an AA podcast. But it's got a ton of good shit there. There's honestly there should be a different way to recover. 90 days. Everybody's got their opinion, but as far as like I don't know, overcoming stuff, you need to be told early on that it's okay, that you can do it. They can feel these step 2A should be get a sponsor. You know what I mean? Like, hurry it up. Let's go, because you're going to need help if you're 30 days clean. You're 20 days clean. You need that help, and just ask anybody. Who gives a shit? If they're putting their hand up, I guarantee you they're a decent enough person to chit chat with. It's not a big deal. Maybe he's not going to become your sponsor, but maybe you hang out, your friends.
Could always be a temporary sponsor if,
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
It's that pride, it's that ego. I gotta get past this. And they go to a meeting and, oh my God, I love recovery. I'm gonna chair every meeting I can. I'm gonna do everything I can. And like, you get too serious too quick. Like Jim said, he's not carrying around a big book. And thumping people with it, and that's not going to work. It's gonna turn people off. So like Kaisa and Jim are very good AAers, and they're very good recoveryers. Like regardless, like you think
Well,
what did it take? 10 ways to skin a cat, something like that. What does that mean?
Well, the great thing about it's not just AA, NA, any program out there. The help is there. And when
Yeah.
I've had lots of sponsees that have relapsed and came back into the program, and I don't give them shit. And I said, first question I ask, did you call anybody? No. And I leave it there. I just leave it there and let them think about, okay, if this happens again, I have that lifeline. That like I'm on speed dial. I told them like call me anytime you want.
Yeah.
And I get those 2 a.m. calls.
Bet.
And
I
you
bet
talk
you
them off
do.
the ledge, but I'm not a psychologist. I'm just here to say, yeah, the best thing they can hear is, yeah,
Yeah.
I've been there and I
Yep.
have been.
Yep.
And I didn't have that support because I didn't take it when I first came in. It was just do it or else.
Yeah, you need to be coached. This is how you do it. If you're going to run the program and, go into the program and run it, actually run the meeting, do whatever's uncomfortable for you, because that's how you're going to move on. And AA is a funky thing, because like people look at it funny, and they go to a meeting. Next thing you know, we're all chanting a prayer together, and then it gets past that is fine, but like that, getting up to the serenity prayer, most people are like, yeah, I'm out of here. So like the rest of the meeting is therapy. It's group therapy.
Absolutely. And it's
Yeah,
And
free.
it's free.
Yeah.
and it's free. Well, I spend $3 a week on it, but that's voluntary.
That's $20 Canadian.
Yeah,
And it really is because you hear your story in somebody else's share.
Absolutely.
exactly.
And you can
Exactly.
relate to it saying, I'm not alone. And that's the thing with addiction, you're alone. Like I remember my last drink. I had it alone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
was that closet near the end. I was just a closet drinker. I didn't. It started off so it was fun, and then fun with problems, and then just problems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But coming to that realization,
Well, yeah.
it's going to kill me. I
Going
didn't
to,
want to
yeah.
die.
So that's
I
what
just,
we do preach on here, and we can tell you what we did. We won't tell you what to do. You can do whatever you want. Other than ending your life, 911. We got one phone call since this podcast started. One crazy one where I'll never forget it. Dude woke me up at 3 a.m. telling me uh he's got a sponsor. I'm reading Chuck Nip, and like I'm trying not to.
what's
Um, he calls me and he says, I got a loaded rig. I want you to go out with me. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, I got 15 bags and a needle, and I'm gonna do it. I'm like, why did you call me? What do you really need? I said, do you need EMS? Do you need to talk? You have to tell me. He's like, I just hate my life. I'm a piece of shit. Goes on about that. Goes on about his brother, his kid, whatever. Went on for like 15 minutes, and all I did was sit there and listen. Say, okay, all right, bud, all right, okay, all right. I didn't do much other than talk him off that ledge, and he called me back a couple days later and thanked me and all that stuff. So that was us. That was our podcast, literally saving a life. And also, please, for the fucking love of God,
it's Narcan.
get your Narcan. You know what I mean? I'll show you what it is for people that don't know. It's a little shooter, right? So anybody can use it. It's easy to take out of the package in the back. Boop, pop that thing out the front, and it's one shot right there. Boom, shoot it nasally, and save a person's life. Get 2 boxes, because I've seen it take 3. So there's 2 in a box. Yeah, you need 2 at least. Or it's not going to do anything.
How
So
many did it take you, Tim? The last episode.
4,
4.
Mm.
and that was medical professionals.
Thank God for Narcan.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I wouldn't be here for sure. My dad. I mean, you've heard the story already, but
Mm-hmm.
he says, I was dead. I was dead blue. I was so blue I was black, he said. And I was like, holy shit, like, is that he's the one that's left to deal with it. I'm the one being an asshole, taking a nap on the floor in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like, but I leave him to deal with it, and it's all about me. It's, it doesn't matter who I hurt, doesn't matter who catches the consequences of my actions. I didn't care. And when I overdosed, my dad had to do it. He saw me dead. I didn't see me dead. I slept through that. So, like, it's the people we hurt in this addiction world where it's just, you never just hurt yourself, ever. You never just hurt yourself, even doing it once, because once can turn into 50, can turn into being dead. But, it can also be like, it's other people. You're finally being selfless, and that's where we give back. And, what's your question, Chuck? Not aware that you can actually buy Narcan without a prescription in the U.S. at Walgreens. Yeah. Yeah, you would. Yeah, everybody should have them, but I'm sure you can buy them at Walgreens. And there's other places. I'll type it up. I'll put it on the screen. There's other situations where there are online. Can I put a banner on, please? There's online support, and that is. Let me edit it here. It's called. What is it? U.S. over. Naloxone for all. .org, and it's called Naloxone for All. That's the name of the place. They give it out. They ask you to try and get it by other means, but they'll do it. They'll ship it to you. So there's no reason. You don't have any reason not to have Naloxone or Narcan. Yeah, I mean, I've told people on the show how I used to use it. I would shoot up with some girl. I'd hold it. Okay, you're not dead. Okay, I give it to her. I'd shoot up and she'd hold it. Okay, you're not dead. Okay, cool. That's ridiculous, but but that's not really what it's for, obviously.
Oh.
But like, people have that, always have that mentality. I have one. What's two gonna do? I wonder. So please get that naloxone. If you see a EMS or cop, I'm pretty sure you can ask them for it, and they'll give you it. Saves them a trip to your house. So just naloxone. Just don't drink. Don't be assholes. It's fun. We have 93. This is our 93rd episode. It's fun. We're starting to make friends like Lauren and other people, and we're just kind of having fun and doing our thing. I wanted to hear from Will. You know why? Because I haven't heard anything about Will. What's Will doing?
Listening.
Gotcha.
He's not clicking in the background.
You better be listening.
That's why I'm just listening to y'all.
Girl, you was crazy.
Nah.
You want to go camping with me on April 30th? No.
Go and pitch a tent.
You had to, right? You just had to.
I
have to go there.
Isn't that what you do when you camp?
Oh my God.
Colorado campfire.
Oh no, don't say anything about Colorado campfire. Moving on.
Hey, when are you going?
It's, I don't know, the 30th of April or something. You want to go?
I may be down.
Dude, let's fucking go.
We can make it a not date, but date.
Well, I mean, I can.
I mean,
as long as I'm not looking in your eyes, I could probably pull it off. Okay. But yeah, it's a fun thing.
It's not gay if you close your eyes.
Right. Exactly.
Think of the Queen.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think. It's an AA camp thing, and they give you a campsite, and there's speakers, and there's campfire, and whatever else you do in the woods acting homeless. So like, there's all that, and
I mean, I'm already in the woods, so
it's, well, yeah, exactly. But I'm excited. It's an AA event. This is not what Timmy Snyder would do at all. So I'm packing. I don't know who's going. I know the one girl's going.
Send me the details.
Okay, I'll hit you with this. Send them your way.
Sure.
That's fun. That would be fun. I would love it 10 times more. Best friend at the campsite. All right. Yeah, I don't have anything, right? My mom gets so excited. She goes on Amazon and she's just spent $200 on camping equipment, camping, tent, and everything. I was like, Jesus Christ. So I do have I can take care of myself out there, but it would be nice to have a wingman on my camp trip.
I got you.
All right.
Now that would be badass if I had a fifth wheel on my truck. Then I could just pull my freaking trailer.
Holy shit, that would be
I know,
funny.
Right?
I wonder what asshole's going to show up at the campsite with his big camper and a TV. There's always one of them at least.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, camping is horrible. I don't know why people.
I mean, I have all the camera stuff.
Camping's fun.
I've
Camping's
camped so many
amazing.
times.
I listen. I don't. You take your kids camping, right? It's like okay,
Well, I'm a big kid.
they're gonna die, so I just have to stay around them so they don't start. Make sure they don't kill themselves like they're idiot kids. And it's horrible. It's like making the whole thing. All of life is don't let your kids kill themselves. That's pretty much everything. They're trying to kill themselves in every way, shape, or form, and you have to make them not do that. Put me at the beach. I'm a lunatic. I know where everybody is and what's going on. It's crazy for me. So yeah, raising kids is just making sure they don't kill themselves. Pretty much. And I don't know. My kids were a pain in the ass. So I don't really, I don't know how it would go, but I went camping with them probably 5 times, and it just got worse every time. Like they just didn't care, and the spiders, everybody's getting bit by stuff. There's a storm coming. Oh my god, we're gonna get wet. And yeah, it's great. It's so much fun carrying a cooler 100 yards into the sand to make sure everybody's got water and all that. It was a disaster. I hated that kind of shit. So maybe this will be nice. I don't know.
First world problems. Wow.
Right, exactly.
Get a cooler with the rollers on it. Get wheels.
Yeah.
So you just have to pull
No,
it.
don't you remember? He's getting a park. He's got 2 spots, so he can park next to his spot, his tent spot.
Okay.
That was a smart thing to do, right? Well,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if you get uncomfortable, you get stink bug. Sleep in the car.
So talk about bugs on you when you. Oh my god.
My dad used to stick. We used to get in the truck, and there's no telling where we'd end up camping all the time. Now, there's a place near. I didn't know this at the time. I mean, like this is back when I was a kid, like, really young. There's a lake on top of a mountain down the road from where I live at now, and we went camping there. Pretty badass though.
That's cool. Well, yeah, I never understood these things where we take our kids.
I like the fire
places.
and the stars.
Yep. And
Nice.
where's the kid? Oh, we're missing one. Where is it? What are we doing? Yep. All right, let's do clean time. We haven't done it in a while, and I think it's going to be good for the program and our friends, and I think Lauren is going to enjoy it as well. And
Since you
what
upgraded
do
her.
you say we get going on with that time? It is clean time. What is clean time, you ask? Well, glad you asked, because I'm going to tell you. Clean time is the amount of days or years that you've been clean and sober. We're a family here on T-Dubs, so let's get into our clean time segment. Kaisa?
Go.
Hold on. Pitch Caleb.
Oh my god. Ella Schaefer, 55 days. Oh my god, go.
Holy, welcome back.
Matthew
Yeah.
T, 56 days. Hey, Matthew.
Good job.
Matthew.
LaRonda Shirley,
La
72
Rhonda.
days.
That's it.
Corbin T. Johnson, 79 days.
Good job.
Boy.
Good job.
Amanda. Okay, hug my kiss. Okay, 80 days.
Hug and
Sorry
kiss.
about that
Hug and
one.
kiss.
Misty Hayes, 93. Sorry, Misty. Deborah H, 202 days. Stacy McLean, 113
Good job,
days.
Casey.
Oh my God, Jeanette Ira, 113 days. James Cobb, 127
Right on,
days.
Go back, buddy.
Dustin Wells, 133 days.
Woohoo.
Tara Dixon, 137 days.
Holy cow.
Timothy F, 149 days.
Attaboy.
Jason D, 169 days.
169.
Bridget Gianna,
It's,
PW, 186 days.
But you have
Haley McDermott, 193 days.
Yay.
Skylar S, 196 days.
Willikers.
David McDowell, I missed your days, honey. Valencia K, 200 days.
Hi, girl.
Evan Patrick.
Vanessa M, 215 days. Alex Dupree, 229 days.
Dowie.
Destiny J, 235 days.
Your destiny.
Daniel J, G, 239 days.
Bravo.
Michaela Booker, 249 days.
Good
Yeah.
job.
David D, 270 days.
Way to go.
AJ Hamilton, 274 days.
Boy, hey, Jay.
Crikey!
Crikey.
Tony J,
Tony J.
Is the last 301 Latin days. Jen Magner, 312 days.
Boy, Jen.
Good job.
315 days. Danny G, kissy kissy.
Mamma
365
mia.
days.
You said butter my biscuit. Good job, Lauren.
I know.
That's okay.
Jenny Michelle, 368 days. John Booker, 383 days. Desiree Murphy, Hong Kong, 403 days. Cassie Spencer, 119 days.
Fantastic.
Okay.
449 days.
Girl.
Greg Flipper, 475 days. Ronnie, friend of the show, our bro,
Hey.
480 days.
Go on now.
Colby J, 501 days.
Come on.
Or 690 days. Oh, there's James, whatever the fuck, libel. 3 years. Love you.
Oh my God.
3 years.
Great job, girl.
Jeffrey S, 3 years.
That boy, Jeff.
Tyler Brandon, 4 years.
Good job.
Stella Montez, 4 years.
Good job.
Maddie Say, 5 years. Oh, me. And the real name is Kaisa, 5 years. Hello. Simon Cross, 6 years. Tina C.
Kudos. Hip parade.
Mick D'Angelo, Brenda.
That boy, Nicky.
Nailing it.
And then we have Neil K with 13 years. Ryan K. bringing up the rear. with
Well,
10.
butter my biscuit.
Who's the new person?
All right. Good job, guys. Way to go, Clean Timers. Great job. Hey, if you want to be on
Anthony
Clean
Seals,
Time,
23 days. Excuse me. Sorry. Michelle Z, 28 days.
yippee!
Alex M, 29 days.
I don't care.
There we
I
go.
love it.
All right, way to go, Clean Timers! Hey, good job. If you want to be on Clean Time, email me, jim@trash-podcast.com. It is some of your socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, carrier pigeon, whatever you got to do. Even call Tim at 2 in the morning. And let's go back to that lovely
I
car wash.
prefer you didn't. The car wash, that didn't play, did
Okay,
it?
we'll put
I
my number
knocked
up.
that off.
Don't care.
I'm going to play. Yeah, we need the car wash.
Rubber
There we
duck.
go.
Looking at the
Give it a
Puzzle top, yeah.
Can't find it. I can't find it to turn it off. Where is it? It's gotta be here.
It's over there.
It's over there.
Okay. I cut it with that.
Hey.
I got it with that. Okay. So
Oh,
yeah, so we're talking about that was fun. That was a good time, clean time. Hold on a second. Wait, I'll put some background music on. That's how rocking this is.
I
Let's
feel like the
see.
newcomers have more time though.
Yes, well, no, I'll talk about it later. Let's see here. I'm gonna play a little of this. So we want to say congratulations to Lauren, who does not have 1
Yes.
year.
Close, girl. Close.
That's
Almost.
I'll send that to her. Lauren's getting damn close. Valencia, my girl, 200 days. Jason D, 100 days. Ella Schaefer, 50 days. David McDowell, 6 months. Maria, I'm so Gladden, 300 days. Mandy Jean, Jamie Michelle, both hit here as well. And Desiree Murphy, 400 days. And Colby J, 500 days. So I'm talking, people. Very nice. Very nice. I can't say I'm disappointed because that was wonderful. But I like this here. This is old school, but everybody heard it. Not all those who wander are lost. Sometimes you have to lose yourself to find yourself. Lauren, I feel like you have some knowledge up on this issue. Does this ring true for you in any way?
Yeah. I mean, I'm 37 years old, and I feel like I'm just now to a point where I am figuring out who I am and what I want to be and what kind of life I want to live.
Sure.
And there's times where it's kind of like, well, it's a shame that it took so long, but I think that I had to go through everything that I went through to get to where I am today. And it all sounds so cliche, and I feel like in active addiction, if somebody told me that, it'd be like, oh, fuck off,
Exactly.
It's, but now that I'm living it and it's happening, like, it's really cool.
It's funny. Yeah. The cliches are cliches for a reason. You know what I mean? And you think they're dumb until you experience it. And
Yeah.
it's not the framework. Not everybody's recovery is the same. It's not the framework, but it's the idea of opening up, saying I got a problem, and saying I need help, and you start to see what comes from that. That's what's offered in real life. After you get out of rehab.
I read something where it said, bring your body and your mind will catch up. And
Nice.
that just really rung true with me, and that's what I did, and that's where it like keeps coming back.
Yep.
It's like and that's what I did. I kept going back and I kept going back, even when I didn't believe it was working. I didn't believe it was helping.
Right.
I kept going back, and I'm just so glad that I stuck with it, because everything that they talked about, it's like I'm experiencing all of those things.
Sure. I'm gonna play a little clip from you. I think you sharing about a lot of stuff, but it's
I think the program is what made such a difference in my recovery this time around, because I had tried for so long, to just put down the drugs and alcohol. But I learned that that's half the battle.
Yeah.
It's just putting it down. Then the real work begins. So that's what I'm in the process of doing, and I'm happy and content and have peace, and all of these things that I never thought were possible for myself are possible. And I feel like new doors are opening, and it's just really cool. I'm just really excited about life and the future and recovery, and I want to just share the message with everyone. And I don't want people to be ashamed to get help, because I was for so long. I didn't want anyone to know. It was a big secret. But it's like, at this point, I think that I found my purpose, and that's helping people like me. And I'm creating the life that I want for myself. So
that's awesome, Lauren.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So
you are such an inspiration.
Oh, shut up, Jim.
Nice. It's a miracle.
Oh, it's America.
So
Yeah.
That was
You are.
There's
a
that.
month or so, and you have just so blossomed. Your smile. Like, not saying you didn't look amazing before, but the words of wisdom coming from a 38-year-old. Like, I didn't get really sober until I was in my late 50s.
Yeah. Me too.
The world is your oyster.
Yeah, it's funny though, because I feel like it's taken me entirely too long. I started using when I was 18, and so I'm glad that I've just for today I haven't figured out, but I struggled, man. I didn't think that. I thought we were talking earlier about being too far gone, and I definitely felt like that. Like it wasn't possible, to be living that life and be in recovery. Like, I mean, it gives me goosebumps, because I mean every word that I'm saying. It's not bullshit. Like it's I'm sincere, so it's great.
I like how you put it. I mean everything that I'm saying. I was a career liar. Like, that's how I did my thing, And it is nice to know that all the words that are coming out of your mouth aren't going to be thrown back at you in a million different ways. And it's nice to know that exactly what I'm saying, I mean it, because what the hell, why not? I've been lying enough. Might as well try not lying. You can't half lie and not lie. You know what I mean? It was one of the other. So it's I think it's smart that we all figure that out early in recovery. And the cliches stop sounding like cliches. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking about it now. Like, those things that I hear from I hate the pickle thing. We won't get started on that. But until you
My pickle.
it's Jim, until you actually experience all these things, they don't know what people are talking about. They don't know why it's such a big deal. And then all of a sudden you experience, just live and let live, and you do that and you practice it. You're like, wow, that's so much easier than lying and cheating my way through life and trying to get, I never had a friend. I just had somebody I could get over on for something. It was part of some drug process change where by the time I get it, it's like garbage. But like, it's one of those things where you don't have to lie anymore. You can just be authentic, and it's freeing. It's freeing. It's exhausting to lie to everyone, try to think who you lied to, who you didn't. And you realize you start to talk sense, and then people want to hear what you fucking have to say, believe it or not. And that's crazy that I'm recognizing there are people who need to know about what I'm doing, Matt, all that stuff, mental health, and it's interesting because I don't know shit. I'm just a guy who did too many drugs. So like it was I don't know anything, but somebody like if I was a girl feeling shitty and like feeling I was stuck and I reached out to Lauren and she gave me that hope, that experience of hers and that hope, and if she's around what Lauren's demographic is, or like somebody who you can see and be like, wow, I was there, I'm them. You find a ton of them in their rooms. If I think of like a girl, like a 30-year-old trying to figure it out, comes across Lauren, and everything that Lauren's saying is true. She's not bullshitting anybody. She get nothing out of it going that way. And somebody that at that point who needs to hear exactly what you have to say, that's my live and let God thing. You know what I mean? If he needs me somewhere, I'm ready. But like people get to the point where they don't want to hear your bullshit anymore. They've heard enough of it. And believe it or not, you come out the other side, you start talking, and people start responding, which it was a shocker to us. It's just I can relate. It's relatability. It's like if you can relate to that person, you can change their life. They can be all in with you. And it's just important to go ahead and do that. Just let the walls down and be yourself, and you realize this ain't so bad. Actually, this is easier. It's so bad, and it's like it's a big thing. So, Kais, you said something about lying. How'd you put it? Lying to I don't remember what you said exactly. But it was about lying and how you can't trust anybody anyway, so you're gonna lie about everything, and then you're gonna remember what the hell you're lying about, and then you're like, I lie, I just lie to lie. Like
Yeah, but you try to remember, oh my God, what did I tell this person? And then it's so exhausting to try to remember what freaking story, because pretty much everything that came out of my mouth was just a manipulation of some sort, whatever going to serve me, and I remember being a kid and being told your word means everything. Well, my fucking word never meant shit. I mean, it does now, but I mean, for years and years and years and years, it didn't, because I just lied all the time. And then, I got sober. I started working the steps, and then, and little by slow, I realized that, those are old ways. But then that thing came back. You have, your word has to mean everything. And so I have to live by my word. And so, and it's so important to me, when someone says, oh, well, I'm going to do this, and then they don't, then I have a problem with it. And that's an expectation. I got to work on that. But, if someone says they're going to do it, well, that's their word, dang it. Then I find myself looking for myself in other people. Yeah. And that's not a good thing to do either. Everybody's human. But anyway.
No, that's a great point.
Yeah.
But you want to know something funny, though?
Yes.
something funny though, or not funny.
Better
Oh,
be-
that's funny.
Better be funny.
Even like back when I used to get high with people, or whatever. Everybody lied, right? But when you actually freaking try to, like, when you tell the truth, no one believes you at all. But when you
Yeah.
sit there, but
Nope.
when you tell a
They're
lie,
like,
it's like they
whatever.
automatically believe you. Like, so it's
I'm-
just like it's like even the crazier the lie is, they believe you. But if you tell the truth, oh no, they don't
Yeah,
believe you.
exactly.
And it was
Yep.
like, what the fuck,
That was
That's true.
who did I tell what to? And then I people thought I was getting high when I got sober. I guess
Oh
I would
yeah.
sober Tim was totally different from this new Tim, and people were like, are you on something right now? I'm like, actually, I'm not on something. That's the problem. So like, so yeah, that's some crazy shit that you say it like that. All right, I don't know. That's a game. Want to do some daily refractions? Actually, first,
No.
No.
We did that.
oh yeah,
You got to do
daily
just for today,
just
right?
for today.
Sizzle.
Lauren,
Shizzle.
like you're at
Yeah,
such
that's
a
good.
great point in
Rotten coffee.
sobriety where like you have stuff to give back. How do you? I know you said that your intention is to give back at some point. How do you? What does that look like for you? Giving it back to?
I think for now, I'm in school to be to get a degree in social work, and I'd like to do something in substance abuse. But for now, it's just really little things. Like when there's a newcomer at the meeting, I get their number and I reach out to them. I like to reach out to people a couple times a week, just ask them how their day's going. Hope you're having a great week. And it's little things like that, that I'm just kind of, and in my area, we don't have a lot of newcomers. So, it's not like I get a whole lot of opportunities. In the meeting that I go to on Sundays, I'm the only one in the room that doesn't have a year yet, so everybody else has a year, which is incredible. But we don't have a whole lot of newcomers, but when we do, man, like I do whatever I can to show them, like, I've been where you're at, and I know what it's like, and I have been exactly where you're at, and here's a better way. This is what I did, and hopefully it'll help somebody.
Yeah, I mean, you just seem like you have so much to give. Like somebody behind you could spin them around. I could see it. You have so much to give, and you have like a demographic that you can broadcast. You know who your people are. You're not taking notes on people, but you know that dude's cool. All right, that girl's cool. So like, yeah, I could see it right now. I'm looking in my I can see it, and I can see you helping people. I can see you helping girls that are 20 years old.
Right.
They'll listen to you. You know
save
what I
them a
mean?
lifetime of heartache, man. Like I wish I knew now what I knew at 20 years old.
Yep, me too.
I really do. And I think if I had I think about if I had someone like me, saying like, this is how I got out.
Yep.
I've been there, and like, here's my hand. Let me show you what I did.
Yep.
I like, that's all I can do, but I'm really excited to do that. I feel like it's, turning the 20 years of chaos and turmoil and all the bad things, turning it into something just positive, really.
Yeah, I think about you a lot. I think because we're in the same state and I keep track of our friends. I do. I think about you a lot. I think about like I said, who you'll actually connect with. And I know plenty of 20, 15-year-old girls, or 15 to 20, that, could have benefited from your approach, but they got in the rooms, they found the guy, they just did the whole cycle again. But if somebody's genuinely asking you for help, that means something. And the fact that you put yourself out there, when people come up to you, I mean, that's really all you can do. You can't force somebody to like you. You can't force somebody to do what you want to do. You just have to meet them where they're at. And Lauren, I'll bet like I picture you talking to a girl that's all banged up, and she doesn't want to hear anything from this dude or not that girl, or you seem cool though. And then before you know it, you're connected with somebody, you're saving their life.
Yeah,
So
I hope
that's,
so.
yeah, you do. Trust me. Coming on here, you invest an hour and 20 minutes, and you help us, you help our listeners, you help. Oh yeah, we had you on. I wrote this down. I didn't get to the back sheet of paper. When we had you on, I had 20 emails regarding you and your what you're doing, and I answered
Oh,
as many as I could. I think I forwarded a couple of yours your way. It's
cool.
you can connect with people. I can connect with the 25-year-old kid who's in a marriage mess. I can connect with him. Will lives in a trailer. He connects with other people that live in trailers.
Oh gosh,
It's a nice trailer.
he
man.
did not.
I'll
You know,
just-
I
He's
want to
just
say,
jealous.
He's got a piano.
I
in
just
there.
want to say that, yeah, you're 37, but when I got in, I was older than everybody else.
yeah, how about that?
I
Right?
mean, my sponsor was older than me, but everybody was younger than me.
Yeah.
I was attracted to, their light, what they had, what they shared with me. So don't let age scare you, please.
Nope.
If
Okay.
someone's younger than you but they are working a strong, solid program, please listen to them. Please
Yeah.
take their suggestions,
Yeah.
because age really has nothing to do with it.
Nope. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing to do with it.
That
You're
was-
right. And I can't. Go ahead. Well, sorry, buddy.
I was gonna say that's 20 years experience. If you look at it that way.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
listen. Your shit. You turn it in. If you're if you're recovering, you're turning your shit over finally, and realizing that I have so much in common with you, or you got to give it up though, right in the beginning, and you have to not be scared. Listen, when I was 27 years old when I first went into the rooms, and I had a sponsor for a long time who was 62 years old, cool as shit. Didn't matter that he was black and 64 years old or whatever.
Oh my God.
He was. I know. I went for crazy, right? I
You went full meal deal.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter the age. We're all people. You know what I mean? Who gives a shit? Help the next one. They say girls with the girls, guys with the guys. I think that's
Yes,
a
I
good
think
thing
so too.
to
Unless,
except that one time when I did at that thing.
unless you are, I mean, because I've had a female sponsor before.
Yeah, it makes sense with you, but wouldn't make
Yeah.
sense with me. Well, my female sponsor I slept with, so that didn't go great. That ended.
Well,
Yeah, tomorrow.
my
That
male
ended.
sponsor, yeah. That's
That
not good.
ended well. Your male sponsor gay?
What? Yeah. Oh, no, he was. Listen to me. Yeah.
He is.
Oh my
He
God.
is.
Oh my
is
God!
now.
Yeah, what the fuck?
See what I had.
It was.
I think I'd be okay with it with a gay sponsor. I'd be totally okay with it because I don't think I'm gay,
So-
but like all of the gay people that I've met in my walk of life, they've been my best friends. Some of them, and some of them were getting oxycodone 30s, so that's why I was friends with them. But like they were, I don't know if gay guys like think I'm gay or they just, but I'm comfortable talking with them, and not many. I don't think any of them ever asked me to like go out with them or touch their boobies or whatever whatever gay guys do. And I just been friends with them for forever. It's like gay people are rad. All right, what do we do? That's about it, right?
Yeah, that's about it. Well,
Yeah, it is about
Will
it.
still got.
Yes, he does. Oh, really? Yeah, buddy. We're going hot just for today. We are coming in super hot just for today. And Will take us through that whole thing. Look at that intro, Will. I did that for you, buddy.
Oh, thank
Thought you
you.
might like that. So just
Yes,
for today.
yes, sir. Just for
There
today,
you
our
are.
relationships with our higher power is a two-way street. In prayer, we speak and God listens. When we meditate, we do our best to listen for the will of our higher power. We know that we are responsible for our part of the relationship. If we do not pray and listen, we shut our higher power out of our lives. When we think about our relationships with our higher power, it's important to remember which one we are. The powerless one, we can ask for guidance. We can ask for the willingness, our strength. We can ask for the knowledge of our higher power's will. But we cannot make demands. The God of our understanding, the one with the power, will fulfill that half of the relationship by giving us exactly what we need when we need it. We need to take action every day to keep our relationships with the higher power alive. One way we do this is by applying the 11th step.
Yep, there you have it. Keep going. There's more.
Then we remember our own powerlessness, and accept the will of a power of a greater than ourselves. Just for today, in my relationship with my higher power, I am the powerless one. Remembering who I am today, I will humbly accept the gifts of the God I understand.
I think I made you make that. Read it twice. It's funny though.
I've done a lot of things more than once.
Well, there you go.
Well, this is why we can't have nice things, you know?
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, it does.
You know, I know I was a foxhole prayer. You know, God, I need this. God, I need that. Give me. You know, I always prayed for my will, and as my prayer career and life and outlook changed, I found myself praying for everybody else, and you know, I think that's important. Like, thank God for what He's given you, but be aware of what He needs from us. So, like, that's me. That's giving away. That's doing the podcast, whatever. You know, I love that. I love the prayer thing. I can't get away from that this week. Everywhere I look, it's you better pray, and I'm like, I do. You know, what's up, God? How you doing? You know, so I'm not really praying. I'm just like, unless I'm sitting down. Yeah, well, it needs to be like that. You really do need a God of your understanding, and you need to talk to somebody because you don't have any of the answers. I don't have any of the answers. You're gonna have to fill the gap somewhere, and don't let religion turn you off. It is not a religious thing. It's a spiritual thing, and we'll all tell you that for sure. So, you know.
Welcome to the
Miracle.
I gotta turn that up a little bit. So yeah, so that's it. That's my little thing on prayer. Anybody else have trouble with prayer in here in this particular room?
Yeah, I thought I sounded like a 5-year-old every time I tried to pray.
Yeah,
You know, and I still do, but I do pray every day, and I feel like it's working.
Yeah. Yep. How many times in our lives where we're like, oh God, please don't let this happen.
Right.
You know, like it said, we negotiate, we barter with God. Okay, you do this, but I need this.
I'll do that.
Yep, I'll show you. I'll hurt me. So that's really the phrase there. That's I can't think of the fucking word I want to say the next word.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. So anyway, we appreciate you being on our fun little broadcast
Thanks for
here.
having me.
Thank you.
You know what? I want to say something that I am so grateful that God didn't give me things that I prayed for.
How about that? That's a good one. That's a good one. You know, but you thank Him for all the things He gave you, but you also got to thank Him for all the things He takes away because you don't need. You know, it is what it is. So yeah, I would just try it. Pray to somebody.
Just talk to Him. My higher power and I, we joke around all the time, and He's like, "Oh, watch this, bitch." I'm like, "Yeah, well,
buckle up."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What are you saying? Well, it's funny.
And it's free.
Yes, it's free.
Okay.
And then you can have a
baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus.
A little Jesus.
Baby Jesus.
You
baby
need
Jesus in the hand.
A little Jesus in your life. Very nice. We will be live next
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Be live at
Okay.
Wednesday at 8:00. We'll figure out the humps. Will, I'm taking you to this. I'm taking you to this thing. You're going. You can just count yourself as going. So
I will pencil
Will,
it
does
in.
this smell like chloroform?
Will, I made this
As
for you.
long as it ain't GHB, it ain't a relapse.
It's
No,
No relapsing in here.
Not in here. All right. What'd you say, Jim? Say anything. Anybody wants to say anything? Do it now.
I just want to say, Lauren, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Amazing.
Thank you.
And you got nothing but success ahead of you. You know,
Thank you. I appreciate
you're
that.
truly an
Yeah.
inspiration, and whoever you sponsor, they are going to be so blessed.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
And I can see you being that. Not you're going to be caring and gentle, but you're going to be you're not going to baby anybody.
Yeah.
Like I say, you've lived that life, and you've earned the right to say, I've been there.
Right.
Mm.
And I've seen a lot of sponsors. They say, "Oh yeah, well I've been there." No, they haven't.
Nope.
I've fired a lot of sponsors, and I can only say that to people I sponsor when I've actually lived what they've lived, and you've been there. So good for you.
I'll tell you what I love that you say about of the steps is if I could give it to you, I wouldn't, because I don't want to rob you of that journey, and I think that's very profound. And Kaiser, what do you have to say before we pop?
Hey, you know,
Holla back.
just stick with it. Don't give up. Don't give up before the miracle happens. And you know what the good thing is that they never stop happening.
Right.
It just keeps happening over and over. Reach out to somebody. You can reach out to me if you want to.
Let me tell you something. There's a pickle, right? And
He had to go there.
Years, and it turned into a
pickle.
It turned into a pickle. No, it's cucumber turned into pickle. Once you're pickle, can't be a cucumber anymore. Sorry. Once you get pickled, you can't go back to being cucumber. It's unbelievable. So moving.
But the pickles are more tasty.
Right. We can't become a cucumber, but we just don't stew in those juices anymore.
That's a fact.
Especially if they're
Jack.
tasty and crunchy.
All right, everybody. Thank you for supporting
Thank you, Lauren.
and thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You were awesome, and
Yes.
we'll see you soon.
I get no